Alright, so let's take a look at our first problem. Here we have a bird that was perched atop a 15-foot tree that dives down 6.5 feet to a branch below. How far above the ground is the bird's new location? So a couple of things I want you to pay attention to when you're reading a problem. Imagine where the bird is. It says the bird is perched atop a 15-foot tree and dives down 6.5 feet to a branch below. How far above the ground? So we know that 0 would represent the ground, and then 15 would represent how high the bird is in the tree. Now we're going to model this on a number line to show the new location of the bird. So 0 is the ground, and it was atop a tree at 15. Okay. Now it says that it dives down 6.5 feet. So remember our words that meant positive and negative. We know that dives down would represent a negative 1.5 foot. So we can write this as -6 plus -1.5. We've decomposed the fraction so it's easier to work with. Okay. So it was 15 feet atop a tree, and then it went down 6 feet. Okay, so that means that we're now at 9. And now we just have the half a foot to go. So 9 minus the half, or we can write -0.5, which would take us to 8.5. Okay, so let's write an equation to show what that would look like. All right, so I'm going to show you how to use the type math. If you click on the type math icon, it will allow you to write or type math equations. So we know that the bird was at 15 feet, and we're going to we can write this as an addition. So we're going to write plus, and it dove down, so that's going to be negative, right, 6.5. Give it a space, 6.5. Okay, so we can write it like that, and then you're going to hit the space bar to give it some space, and then you're going to write or click enter. Okay, so remember that we decomposed the fraction so it was easier for us to write. So we have 15 plus, I'm sorry, let me go back. Let's hit the type math again. We want 15 plus, now we're going to put the -6 in parentheses, another space, plus, and remember, since the whole mixed number is negative, both parts of the fraction or the mixed number is negative. So we're going to put in parentheses again, negative, space, 1/2, and then close parentheses, the space bar, close parentheses. Okay, so remember that we can use associative property to group the numbers that are easier for us to work together. So we can go ahead and group 15 we can put inside parentheses 15 plus -6, and we can have 2 parentheses. Okay, so that means that we're going to do those first, and then we have plus -1/2. Okay, so we're going to do 15 plus negative 6. So remember, that means that we can use different signs subtract. Okay? So different signs subtract. 15 minus 6 gives us 9. And 15 has the larger absolute value, so our answer is 9. Alright. And then we have plus the negative 1/2. Okay. And remember that 1/2 is also the same as 0.5. So when we do that, we end up with 8.5 as our answer. And 9 is the larger absolute value, and that will be our final answer.